welcome to a special surprise edition of A Lost Cause. You thought we were gone.
But we fooled you. We're back and better than ever.
Yeah, we have to go back again. Because
we did something very special and exciting.
That we have to update our fans on.
Mm-hmm. Our like 12 fans, if that.
So I think on previous episodes, we talked about last year going to Calgary. Annie got to meet Francis Chan. Is that? Or sorry.
I don't know how to say it, but he played Dr. Pierre Che.
Yeah. And
I was awkward and horrible, and the whole encounter was kind of awkward, but it's okay because all that matters. Maybe the real celebrity was the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. So we were really happy with that experience. We talked about how Annie went as a dormer worker from the motor pool.
Sorry, I'm sick.
Yeah, she needs to be quarantined.
Yeah.
And, wouldn't you know it, the only other person we saw kind of dressed as a lost character was Roger Workman. Like, it was just this incredible, fate or coincidence.
A year ago today, I didn't have any bangs. Just like, yeah.
Yeah, so we've talked about this encounter with this Roger Workman. And then, we went on with our lives and kind of thought that was that. Finished the podcast. But then they announced this year's Comic-Con. It's actually called, I think, the Fan Expo.
Oh, whatever. Everybody knows it's the Comic-Con.
Yeah. And it is the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings. And so as a result of that, most of the cons have lots going on with Lord of the Rings.
A lot going on.
And because, the Hobbits are such good sports and such good friends, they've really been making the rounds. They've been like Orlando, Denver, and then it was announced all 4 Hobbits were going to be in Calgary. So we were like, well, should we go? Like, we love Lord of the Rings. Plus there is the Lost connection because of Dominic Monaghan, being Charlie Pace. We were a little bit like on the fence. And then what happened? Then
they announced that 2 other guys were coming. And that was Sawyer and Desmond.
Yeah.
And so we were like, oh yeah, we're packing. We started packing our bags the moment that the announcement came.
And really, I feel like we felt kind of an obligation to the podcast and to our audience that we had to meet these characters, or these actors, because, we've talked so much about them, and yeah, and it would be 3 of them, and so we couldn't.
And we weren't only going to go there for Lost.
No.
If you watch our other podcast, which you don't, but
we'll plug it anyways.
There was
Partners in Crime.
There was supposed to be 2 people there from Law and Order, Criminal Intent.
Well, that appeared on Law and Order, Criminal Intent. They weren't there.
Yeah,
really
no.
In that
one of them
capacity.
we love, we adore. The other one, we'll get to that. But they both canceled. And did I cry? Yes. In sadness and in happiness.
But maybe unpack that a little bit.
Well, I have a bit of a problem with one of the characters for kidnapping my wife. So
everyone's probably feeling very lost
right now. No, it's the Lost Cause podcast, so
in any event,
the
Cole's notes to this story are
we didn't see
it was Cara Buono from
Stranger Things.
She's from Stranger Things, but she also appeared on the first episode of Criminal Intent Annie ever saw, which was, again, a lost connection because Michael Emerson was the guest star. But there's also just a fabulous supporting role for Cara Buono.
So we were really excited to see her, but she did cancel.
She did cancel.
Speaking of canceling, who else canceled?
Okay, so we're excited. It's leading up to it. We've got it all planned, and then days, 2 or 3 days before,
maybe 3 days before we are actually leaving.
Desmond canceled.
What happens? And so I think you should tell the story about the Saskatoon Comic-Con.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Henry Ian Cusick, like, who I love, but he has a very bad reputation for booking these conventions and then canceling. Like, I think that really he cancels more often than not. I'm not even totally aware of one that he actually made it to.
And it's just kind of, like, it's just rude. You know, because do the cons get their money back? They probably don't.
Well, I think we actually got a partial refund on our group photo because he wasn't in it. So I think we got whatever it was, like a third of it back. But in any event, like, we're
very disappointed.
We hope
in
that he does turn it around. We understand you don't want to leave Hawaii to come to Canada in a snowstorm, because that's the whole other part of this story, our perilous journey to Calgary.
Yeah. We were, like, not sure if we were going to be able to go. There were moments I thought I would die.
Well, because it was like, it all seemed like the universe was trying to tell us not to go. Desmond cancels. Then there's, like, forecast. There's going to be 25 centimeters of snow. Keep in mind, this is the last weekend in April.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm skeptical of this forecast. Is it really going to be cold enough? Like, even if it snows that much, is it really going to, like, stay? Probably just melt when it hits the ground, but no. So here we are. It's the day that the con starts. It's the Friday. I guess it started the Thursday.
And my wonderful father, is driving.
And I got to really hand it to him. Like, he did so well. I couldn't see a thing out the window.
It was so scary. It was like, because at moments you'd be able to actually, like, at least see the road. You can't see anything around you. You don't know if there's going to be a moose in front of you or something.
Yeah, but you could see just sort of the yellow, like, yeah.
But there are times when you couldn't even see that. It was just white. Plus, we live on the prairies, so everything that's falling is just being blown sideways.
Yeah. And that was actually the problem.
That was the problem, because, like, we couldn't tell if we were drifting or not.
Yeah, because, like, we sort of thought it was going to be okay, because actually it wasn't going to snow that day. But there was, like, high winds, and it had been snowing the night before. So, I mean, that's all it takes, right, is for all the drifting to happen. So it was really very dangerous.
So scary.
And it was sort of like not, oh yeah, there were a few spots where we couldn't see. It was literally just the entire way there. This,
well,
like,
actually,
6-hour
once
drive.
we hit Drumheller,
it improved after Drumheller.
It was really great.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, thank you, Lord, that we could actually see.
But I mean, up to Drumheller, it was literally like the whole way just white knuckling it. At one point, we stopped to get gas and use the washroom, and there was this cute little diner. I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the town, but what was interesting about this place?
Oh, well, you know, me and Shawna are always just stumbling across weird things, like weird and bad things.
Or weird and good.
But most of the time it's weird and bad. Mm-hmm. But this time it was weird and good because it was this diner, and they had, like, framed photos of all of the fires that had happened in, like, what was it? Just, like, around there?
Yeah, like, locally. So, just the town surrounding.
So, I guess, like, the stadium or something had burned down, and I guess, like, a barn had burned down once. But it was really weird. And then, on our way back, we were driving in pitch black. Like, it was nighttime. And my mom was like, what is that? Because there was, like, something glowing, and it was, like, orange.
Yeah, we think there was
and
a
it
fire.
was around the diner. So
now
look, I'm not
kind of
saying that they're doing it, but
I mean, it's an interesting, like, theme for your little diner to just have, like, pictures of, you know, fires, local fires,
and like little, like, things underneath saying, like, when it happened, as if it's like
like the Kindersley Arena, like, you know, 1996, whatever. But then you start to wonder, like, are they just starting these fires to add to their collection? But
that would be so bad.
But anyway, I will be sure to include the photo of Annie pointing at one of the photos, just for your reference. So we get to Calgary, and then the next day is Saturday.
And I'd just like to say, was it the Friday that we went to the spinning tower?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, don't do it. Like, I don't know what happened. I had a freak attack because I was, like, scared I was going to be allergic to seafood. And then after that, I was just, like, having a panic attack for the whole hour and a half that we were there. So don't do it.
It's a revolving restaurant. in the Calgary Tower. It's a beautiful view. It's a really cool idea. Good food. But I felt like really dizzy.
Yeah.
And I felt like I get that it's revolving, but it was revolving a little too quickly for me. And you'd have to sort of, the worst was when you would like look at, say, the table, and then you'd actually like notice how quickly you're moving. If you looked at something, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of stationary, you couldn't really feel it. But anyway.
But it was okay. We went back to the hotel. We watched Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and I felt a lot better.
We also watched Dateline, so.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So then it's like early in the morning on the Saturday. We're going to get there as soon as we can because we have a lot to do. What were our priorities?
Okay, so my, star little sister has to be back the next day to do singing or whatever.
Music.
By the way, she won 2, what are they called?
Scholarships.
She won 2 scholarships. So kudos to you. But, I mean, come on. You are ruining our Comic-Con plans.
But in the end, it all worked out just fine because...
Because we wanted to be there for 2 days. But Shawna was like, there's no way I'm driving.
Yeah. Can you see me, like, driving in my Dharma Jeep on these one-way streets downtown Calgary? Like, it's not going to happen. Unless you want to be stuck with Krasinski-level freakouts. Like,
and I wasn't volunteering to do that. Like, not even me. I can't even do that. So, anyways, we had to do the whole thing in one day, which... kind of mess things up.
It's going to be a busy day. It's going to be a tight schedule. And I should mention that one of the deciding factors to like go to the con was, the consideration, look, if there's going to be 3 lost people there, Roger's going to be there.
Not the actor, no.
No, this guy who was dressed as Roger.
Yeah.
Because we had often I think we gave him a shout out on the Roger Workman episode. We said... we should have got his contact information, like, just how are we ever going to cross paths again?
Yeah.
But so that was also a really big part of why we wanted to go.
So we had to go back.
Yeah, we had to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're there, and then right off the bat, we hear your dad tells us that there's someone else dressed up from the motor pool.
And so, it's like, what's up with that?
It's like, what's up with that?
It's like an identical costume to Annie's, but whatever, like, she took a photo with us, and that's great.
And, like, she's probably watching this podcast right now, but,
yeah.
So, like, did you copy my costume, or, like, I'm not accusing you or anything, it's just kind of weird that, like, we both had the same idea, and I was also at Calgary Comic-Con last year in the same outfit. Like, did you really think you'd get by with that one? Like, I'm not accusing you or anything, but...
The Lost community is a loving and tolerant
thriving community, I guess,
because it's all good.
Because we actually met quite a few people.
We did. It was really fun when you would run into the Losties, and there were some good costumes, there was some creative ideas, and so we knew that at 11 o'clock there was going to be a meetup. It was like the Lost.
Oh, we also have to mention that last year we met the Avalon Station people. They gave me my Dharma chocolate bar, which I still have not eaten because it's too nice to eat. But yeah, they were there again, and
we were really excited to see them last year because they were sort of the only Lost representation.
They still were the only Lost table,
booth. Yeah,
on the sales floor. But yeah, I won the trivia game because I just know everything and I'm always right, and nothing's wrong with me ever. I'm perfect, so.
But I guess we should mention before the cosplay, so we know we have that at 11, but then the celebrities show up at 10. So it's sort of like, oh, what do we do? Annie wants to meet Elijah Wood, like
my son,
that she has a very maternal relationship with. But then the lines are so long for the hobbits. And then we're standing there, and who walks just right by?
Like, right by! Josh Holloway.
And it was like...
And we were like, ah!
I kept like punching Annie, like, look, like he just walked right past us, and he looked like Sawyer.
Yeah, it was like amazing. And you are really like, it kind of takes you out of it because it's like, this person, you've seen this person on your screen.
They're so familiar to you, but they're right in front of you.
But you've never actually really seen them. It's weird.
And when you see a famous person, Like, they really do look different than, like, sometimes you can actually tell, oh, that must be a famous person. I don't know who they are, but, like, they look famous. And he really did. It was actually pretty dazzling.
Yeah, he looked great.
So then we're like, oh, he's, like, going to his little table. There's no line.
And we had Dono and Daisy, my little siblings, with us, and Dono, just, being the wholesome kid he is like waving at Josh Holloway, and Josh is like waving at him back, and it's like, Sawyer just waved at my little brother, and like was smiling and happy about it.
Yeah, so Annie was dressed as the motor pool worker. The rest of us were wearing our Dharma Initiative, like, kind of matching shirts, so we were sort of a Dharma family. And I think that he just really liked that. So Annie and I are in line. I wasn't sure how it works. Like, you pay for a selfie, but is that just one person? Like, could we both
were
be
stressing
in it?
out. Like,
so we don't know. Like, do we have to pay double? So then we get there, and he was so great. Like,
he was so great. He like shook hands with all of us. He asked for our names, every single one of us. Like, my little siblings. Well, not you. He scolded
Yeah, he
you.
scolded me because, like, I was wearing a T-shirt. But it's sort of like, yeah, so is everybody else. I don't know why I got called out for wearing a T-shirt when it's snowing out.
But he remembered my name because he kept saying it.
Annie.
And my mom.
Because he was signing the photo.
Yeah, he was signing the photo, and my mom has this on film. So we can.
Where is the photo? You should send me a picture of it.
Okay. Well, my dad has it.
But why did you pick? So Annie picked a photo of Sawyer reading a book with his glasses on, right?
Yes. I don't know. It was calling to me.
Yeah, and what were some of the other options? Like, there was
like
quite
just
a few
promo pictures and stuff like that. But that one is like, that's Sawyer. You know.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Well, I had actually said, kind of jokingly, to Annie, that she should have got him to sign, like, a copy of "Are You There, God Is Me, Margaret."
Yeah, that I should have remembered, but it still went great.
It went so good. And guess what? We all got to be in the photo.
Yeah, because at first it was just going to be me and her, but then
I was just like, oh, can I sneak in? And he was like, all of you get in here.
And
whole family.
Yeah, he kept saying the whole fam. He was really excited about it, because it's like bright and early, and there's just this wonderful, happy family.
Yeah, so, and, he hasn't been meeting people all day yet. He's still pretty fresh. So that worked out just
perfect.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then right after that, we're like,
and it's amazing how exciting it is, right? Because you're sort of thinking like, oh yeah, no, I love Sawyer. And
like, what if it went badly? That would have changed the entire trajectory of the day.
But because he was so nice and so friendly, and just so much like Sawyer, because sometimes you go and you're fans of like something specific, right? Like, so when I met the cast of 90210, Luke Perry, he didn't look like Dylan McKay. Or when I went to meet Vincent D'Onofrio, like, that's when he was doing Kingpin, and so, he didn't really look like Robert Gorin. So it's still exciting, but, like, the best is when they look like their character. It's just, and he totally did.
Yeah.
He actually looked like his detective character from the Sideways.
He did, because he was wearing a leather jacket.
Yeah. So anyways, just really appreciate it. I have only good things to say about Josh Holloway, for sure. But then we had to rush to the Lost cosplay meetup. And we were like, okay, if Roger is here, because we had seen a few people here and there. There was like a group, and like the one girl had a polar bear, and like so did we. Daniel was there.
Yeah, we didn't bring Daniel. He's kind of being held captive at my house.
And I mean, he's still in her bag from the Calgary trip, actually. So we're like, well, we haven't seen Roger yet, but if he's here, surely he'll be at the cosplay meetup. And he wasn't there. So we were like, oh.
It was a sad day.
And he wasn't at the Lost panel. That was, like, we didn't see him there either.
Yeah, we went to that.
That was good. What was interesting, so that was Dominic Monaghan and Josh Holloway. Oh. What was interesting about that?
They were great. The questions were horrible. Stop asking stupid questions.
Okay, share the stupidest one.
The stupidest one. And I know he won't be watching this podcast.
Yeah, because he doesn't even watch Lost.
This guy comes up to the thing, and he's like, my name is Desmond.
No, he didn't even lead with that. He led with, I've never watched the
yeah,
show.
I've never watched the show. And I'm the black sheep of my family. My name is Desmond. And I was wondering how the Desmond character is. Watch the show if you want to know.
And keep in mind, like, Desmond's supposed to be there, but he's canceled. So now they have to, like, they're the ones that show up, right? And now they have to be talking about Desmond.
And it's like, but you know who really just kind of was so amazing? Dominic.
Yeah, he was great.
He transformed every single stupid question.
He obviously has a lot of experience
beautiful.
with these panels. He's probably done a ton of them for, Lord of the Rings. And he's really good at sort of reframing the question to be something that seems much more intelligent than it is and actually has like a very good answer. So for me, the kind of most exciting part of the panel, I think someone had asked, was there like anyone that you wish you'd had more scenes with? And as loyal Lost fans know, so Dominic Monaghan and Evangeline Lilly dated the first few seasons, but like I don't think he talks about it very much. And I believe the story is that she broke his heart, right? That's kind of the story. But then he was talking about it. He was talking about how they obviously had lots of like connections behind the scenes, off screen, and he wondered why there weren't more scenes of them together. And apparently, what was the reason?
I don't know, because you think it's something else than I heard.
Oh, I thought he said that like there was a scene they had filmed and it didn't make the cut because they didn't have good chemistry. That's what Damon Lindelof said.
No, but when we were there, you're like, because they had too much chemistry, and I was like, that's not what I heard.
No, that's not what I heard either. So, but yeah, but it was interesting that he was talking about her, and then that led Josh Holloway to say that he and Evangeline Lilly couldn't stand each other.
Like during the start, and it's like, what?
Like they really didn't like each other, and it was a problem that they had all these scenes together. And this romantic tension.
But I don't know why. Like, what could have started that?
He did clarify, like, they became very good friends, and he really loves her. But at the beginning, they did not have a good relationship. But people kept putting them together because they do have great chemistry. So it was sort of this interesting discussion of, like, obviously Dominic Monaghan and Evangeline Lilly had good chemistry. Like, they were a couple. But it doesn't always translate to the screen. So...
It was really entertaining.
It was very entertaining. But yeah, we still hadn't seen Roger. So at that point, we were kind of like, well, what do we do?
Because we had to do the Lost photo shoot. But I also wanted to meet my son, Elijah Wood. But we were in the line, we got the thing paid for.
Yeah,
and then
so
they're
paid for it.
Sorry, he's going to be gone for 20 years.
You got to come back at 4:30. And we're like, well, we can't come back at 4:30. We have to leave by then, right? We have to, like, get home tonight because of the music festival.
But it worked out because my brother had a photo shoot that was bumped up to 5.
Yeah.
So
we just ended up staying. But anyways, so then we're sort of at a bit of a loss because it's like we've got this ticket for the Elijah Wood photo later in the day.
We don't really want to do any shopping.
It's just like wall-to-wall people by this point. Now it's like after lunch, and it's just so crowded. So all we really wanted to do was sit on the floor. And that's the thing, like there's nowhere to even sit. And we kept getting harassed by the security guard.
Security guard that was like, you can't sit there.
Because we were sitting against a door.
And then this other guy was like right beside, there's like fire like pole things every like 2 feet. And so this guy is under one, but there's another one like 2 feet away. And he's like, you can't sit there. What if somebody needs to pull it? Then they should probably just move like a couple steps away and pull the other one.
Yeah, so thankfully we found just sort of a deserted corner of the floor show.
So that's why we wanted to go. We wanted to go to sit in the corner.
Yeah, we drove all the way there just to sit. But really, that's what we spent a lot of the Saturday doing because, like, we're tired of walking. And it's such an ordeal to get anywhere because you've got to go through this sea of people. And there's
that
people
all
with,
smell
like...
the same
yeah, they
and,
all
like,
smell
props.
bad in the same way. They've got, like, wagons. So we're sitting there. Annie's doing quizzes on her phone.
unrelated quizzes, like Law and Order quizzes.
And I'm kind of
I'm winning every one of them, obviously.
And I'm kind of like, so you just want to sit here for the next few hours until our photo op? And she was pretty much like, yep. So then I'm like, well, I have to go to the bathroom, which took a very long time.
It took so long that
because I just had to get it. All it was is really across the room, but like that took about 20 minutes.
And so I was getting my phone to make these quizzes for me, and then I see Shawna, and she's like has this weird expression.
Yeah, so I'm coming back, and I'm like, oh, like I'm a little bit turned around, right? And I'm like, I hope I know where she is. And then I'm like, oh, there she is. I see her in the corner. And then I'm like, oh, there's some other people kind of sitting next to her. Okay. So I walk past them and I look, and it's just clearly Roger. Like, it's clearly the Roger guy. And Annie is just oblivious. So I'm like, oh, did they already talk to each other? Like, because, I mean, he's sitting very close to her. So then I go like, Annie, like, is that Roger?
And I'm like, huh?
So here's the thing. Like, what are the odds? I mean, because we've been walking around all day. We don't see him at the panel. We don't see him like in the likely places where he should be. And yet, in this sea of people, thousands of people, like it's a huge convention center, and they end up sitting
right beside each other. Like and neither of us knew.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I've got nothing to lose. So I stand up and I'm like, you're Roger. And he's like, yeah. Oh, and then he like immediately recognized me from last year.
We're both wearing the same.
But here's the significance. We're the originals. We're the OGs.
That's right.
Because there's thousands of, well, like maybe 12, maybe 13 Dharma Initiative workers this year, but we were the only 2 last year. So that makes us the best. Right, Roger?
Yeah, and he was there again with his dad.
And his little brother, I think.
Yeah.
That was a new addition.
So we got a new photo.
We got a new photo, and his dad was very excited. He said, he'll have 5 of these one day.
Be taking these for the next 5 years.
And it was so great. And so
we didn't get his name. We didn't get his contact.
Nothing. But we did tell him about the podcast. And we were like, yes. So then we go back to our corner to kind of debrief that. And he comes up to us again, and he's like, which one is it? Because I guess there's some unoriginal people copying us with their Lost podcast.
Like, there's more than one Lost Cause podcast, I guess.
So we obviously directed him there, and we're hoping that he's going to get to the Roger Workman one and not be freaked out.
Not be freaked out, yeah.
Because, like, we love you. Platonically.
Yes. It's just like cool when, especially last year when there was really no Lost stuff, and that he happened to be like one of her favorite characters, Roger Workman. So, I don't know.
But the weird thing is, like, I'm kind of more excited about that than any encounter with any celebrity.
I kind of feel like that was the highlight of the trip, just because we didn't think he was there, and then the way that
it happened was just so lost.
Like when I was like grabbing my phone to take the picture, I was actually just kind of like, wow, like this is a real Lost sort of fate or coincidence moment. Because that's the great thing, right, is that on Lost, people do run into each other. So that was very exciting and very fun. But while we're talking about the people that we met, we should also give a quick shout out to Robin Jeffrey. And so who was that?
She had a really great Charlie cosplay.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like you wouldn't really get unless you've seen the show and unless you love Charlie. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping she got to have a nice interaction with Dominic Monaghan.
So describe her outfit.
So she was in a drive shaft shirt, had the, like, fate things on her finger. I think she actually had the drive shaft ring.
Yeah. No, it was very impressive.
She had, like, the striped flannel, well, not flannel, but, like, the striped jacket thing that he wears, the Vans. Which was, so it was
the
like
checkered Vans, right?
Very put together, very, very good.
Very well done. And apparently she also has a Lost podcast, so that was exciting. And she's really smart because she has business cards for hers. We were talking to the Avalon people, they were like, what are your socials? And we're like, what?
Us?
we don't actually like do anything to promote the podcast. We just sort of hope that people stumble upon it, which,
because that's
just how we like to do it.
Yeah, because that's I'm just going to stop right there. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. Because, like, that's what Lost is about, right?
Yeah.
It's about these coincidences. And then
If
one thing leads to another, right?
If it's meant to be, it'll happen. So overall, it was a great trip.
Oh, but we also got to do the photo. It was really great.
Yeah, right. So then at 3:00 we had the photo op, and then we did.
And
see,
Sawyer recognized us. He was like,
Yeah.
the fam!
I actually found, like, I think you pay more for the photo op because it's just professional photo and you get it printed right at the place. But I actually prefer when you go up to their table to meet them because
you get to meet them. You get to kind of talk to them and, like...
You actually get a bit of interaction, but when you do the group photo, it is literally just...
it's so fast.
You know, like, I'm standing right next to Dominic Monaghan, but, like, it was just kind of a split second. Although Dono did get a laugh, right?
Yeah, Dono said, see you in another life, and they both laughed.
Yeah,
so.
they said, like, see you, and then he said, see you in another life,
So good for him. He had, I feel like if anyone had the best time, it was my brother, because...
And I think, too, like, Dono and Daisy are really cute and, like, really sweet, and so I think that's why they were so nice to us, is because it was like, oh, kids that, want to meet us? Cool. Right?
And they're good kids. They're not brats.
And they're not, like, weird. Like, I mean, there's some weird people at these places, so, and I think we're kind
of... But us weird? That doesn't sound like us.
But we're, like, the right level of fandom. There's the people that just, like, it would be a bit unnerving meeting someone that has your likeness tattooed to their body, right? It'd be a little bit like, oh, you're a total stranger to me. But anyway, I was very happy with how it went.
And then I did meet my son. It was like maybe a 20-second long interaction, but it paid off because my friends are very impressed, and I added it to my family tree.
We lucked out on that because most people had to stand in line for probably an hour to meet Elijah Wood.
That was good because of our sad,
and I kind of made a fuss about it. I was like, well, can I get my money back if I can't be here at 4:30? And, so they gave us these, like, red tickets, and then we took priority. Like, we were almost like the VIPs when it was 4:30.
So it was good because they were just sending this little line of people that had happened to through. It was nice, though. Yeah. I think he's, like, the same height as me. I was kind of shocked with how short he was. But.
Yeah, no, I'm just, like, really... Unfortunately, I didn't even get a glimpse of Billy Boyd. Like, didn't even...
We saw... I mean, I met Elijah Wood. I saw Shawna Aston. I met... Well, I didn't really met, but...
Well, I sort of...
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah, we kind of did.
We saw whoever plays Gimli. I don't know how to say his name. But we, know Billy Boyd, so I'm starting my own theory that Billy Boyd isn't real.
No, he was there.
No, he's not real. I just don't think he's real, though.
We just didn't see him, but so good job, Calgary.
And then, last weekend we had Saskatoon Comic Con, which was horrible. Horrible weekend.
It was pretty bad in comparison, for sure. Yeah. But you know what I like about when there are Lord of the Rings people there? I just think they draw good fans.
Yes.
And, really cute
and,
costumes.
there were little kids as hobbits and...
Yeah. So I think it's a bit more of a wholesome kind of edition, and I appreciate that. Yeah. But it was great to have the Lost people up, because, like, no one seems to care about Lost. And, I mean, we felt a little bit last year, like, just why doesn't anyone care about Lost?
Mm-hmm,
so.
We were sad, but guess where all these people are going? Toronto! Everybody plus the people that have canceled. So my own theory is, because you have to do a prairie show to go to Toronto.
Yeah, so Toronto is the biggest con in Canada, and I guess, but it's like through the Fan Expo kind of franchise. And I guess to do Toronto, you're supposed to do at least one prairie.
So I think that's why so many people canceled.
Yeah. They signed up for it but didn't attend.
So we're hoping that Desmond will be there. We're hoping...
Probably not, though.
Yeah, probably not. We're hoping that Cookie Kaspari Carapuano will be there. We're really, really hoping my dad will let us go for, like, my birthday or something in August, right? It's in August.
It's at the end of August, and there's also Faramir is going to be there, too. Yeah.
So that... Well, why did he not have to go to the...
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think there are lots of people that are going to be at Toronto that weren't at another one, but
Suspicious.
I'm not sure what all the rules are. But like Dominic Monaghan would have been at the Edmonton one too, right? Because that's where that Robin girl said she met him there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the hobbits were in Edmonton as well.
So we're really hoping that there might be another one of these, and we
Yes.
could be a little more Hobbit-centric, and yeah.
So this is kind of a different sort of podcast because we're not talking about a character or any episodes, but we just wanted to update you that we actually got to meet these people that we spent so much time talking
Because we're better
about
than
and
you.
doing.
So that's why.
And I mean, the risk is always, like Annie said, if you have a negative interaction with the person, even just like a little bit,
You might not want to watch it again.
yeah, it just sort of changes your view of it. But for us, it made me an even bigger fan. And it's good to see that there's other fans out there. And I appreciate, people at Avalon Station trying to do something creative. So it was great. I'm glad that there's a Lost community. And
And it's still somewhere. You just have to look.
yeah.
That was philosophical. Oh my goodness, watch out, Shakespeare.
And, whatever happened, right? It's
Coincidence
kind
or fate?
yes. So thank you for joining us. We hope to have another update episode in the future.
Yeah.
And so for now, namaste.
And see you in another life.
Hi, how we doing? We got the whole family? I love it. What's your name? Hi. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Annie. Annie and Sophie. All right. I'll get it again. All right.
I'm not gonna eat the pickles.